one night of the people that tried to trick him.
Never been tricked. The devil's never been tricked.
Oh, he's been tricked.
Charles Daniels tricked the devil when he beat him.
Yeah, he did. Well, Johnny did, not Charlie Banner. Johnny.
He has been tricked, but he catches on. And when his retribution is more than you can handle, I promise.
Fuck the devil out of $20 million. God will be on our side.
Well, if this is the devil we're talking about, fucking, let's get more than 20 million out of them.
God is not on your side.
It's on you, Bruce the Deuce.
That's it.
I take it the normal is wild.
Yeah.
Oh, we got wild card? I fold. Not one wild card or anything. It's fucked up.
I mean,
Give me 2. So, we took a little bit of look at the Book of Enoch, and I would encourage people to look at it deeper. What about pre-Genesis? We had talked a little bit about
the Space Force.
Well, no. There was a
pre-Genesis.
Queen, there was a queen that had this spaceship, and apparently there's
Tiamat.
She was the devil's, or she was Enki's mother.
The divine feminine is her name, or Tiamat, or Gaia.
Because I remember something about she had this great spaceship or cruiser, and
yeah.
I thought I made that clear.
Nothing but 6s.
I thought I had that clear in a past though.
No, we haven't done a discussion on the origins, or before man, before the fall.
Well, that goes back millions of years. You know that, right? Before Earth was even formed, Lucifer was not going to get the throne. Yahweh was, and he rebelled.
I remember. Let's see, what was it? The mother of Enki did not like the fact that he broke rules without compassion.
You're right. He didn't.
They could not teach him.
You're right. Oh my God! How did you actually read that?
Yes.
Fucking thank you for that. Yes, he did not. He was so.
She said, "Yeah, we can get him to follow the rules, but he does it without compassion. He hasn't, he don't."
No, he only wanted to teach who he thought he wanted to teach, and he's brilliant, right? But he's arrogant. He didn't agree with how everybody should just find their path and go with it. He would only teach subjects that he wow, God, you know what? I'm so happy fucking you read that.
But it refers more to her than the father.
Well, she's the mother. She's actually the birth mother of him, and she's trying. She's trying, but she actually sees now that he's too arrogant. He's too, he can't take over the empire, which still could have been millions of years away because. They don't, they live forever. He was just chapped that, all right, his dad, all right, he's the earth mother, but Khan Enlil, the actual ruler of the, needs his offspring or successor has to be from pure blood.
Now, I remember something else. It was that Enki's brother. There was a jealousy between the two because the brother...
No, there's not a jealousy. There was an enviness.
Okay. But it was because he did everything by the book, and...
Who did everything by the book?
Not Enki.
No, you're right.
What's his name? Yahweh's the brother?
Yeah, let's just...
So he was the good boy,
Enlil.
Mommy and Daddy
let's
loved
go with
him.
Enlil right now. He's the Lord of the command.
Enki would get the same results. The only difference is he didn't care.
Enki was the smarter one.
Well, he didn't care if he killed 1,000 people to get the same result, and the brother was just like, no, we can't kill nobody.
No, they were both on it. Hang on. Pause it.
So they got the same results, but they did things differently. One followed the rules, one didn't.
When it comes to being a god or goddess, there's no rules. The only universal rule that they all have to abide by, even till this day, even the biblical Satan has to abide by it, is free will. We have free will. It can't be fucked with. Evil can talk in our ear and get us to do shit, and you know what I mean? But whatever we decide is what we decide, and they can't mess with that. That is a universal law. and it cannot be touched. It can't be tampered with, or they even have consequences.
So we're talking, but we're, at this point we're talking about Inky's parents, I guess, and they rule.
They rule not only Sirius, but the Orion Empire, yes.
So it's an empire. They got, one family rules this, and I mean.
Oh, yeah. Anu, Inky's father, is Khan Enlil. He runs the whole show. Okay? He would be Thor's dad in the movie Thor. Did you see Thor?
Yeah.
Okay, that's him.
And Inky would be Loki.
Inky would be Loki, the mischievous one, yes. Oh my god, thank you for fucking recognizing that.
So, that's just what caused Inky to be cast out exactly? Was it?
Well, he was firstborn. He thought, in his head, he had right to the throne. But he was showing, too much aggressiveness to people that he didn't like, his head got too big. Pretty much his head got too big, and he was not of true blood. He was from a concubine. You know what a concubine is?
Yes.
That's when you're royalty, you got a fucking bunch of women you can, okay? He's from a concubine. The Enlil god, Yahweh, was actually from blood, okay? And it mirrors it in the book of Genesis with Abraham and Sarah.
So they were stepbrothers?
Yeah, they're stepbrothers. They're definitely stepbrothers.
Now, was the queen the one that made the decision to cast him out, or?
No, he made that decision.
So he said, fuck
He
y'all,
was never cast out. They can't do that. It's against their law. But he waged war against them. And he caused a lot of damage. Because he took a third. Now, you understand how charming this guy is. And, he took... And the Bible does get it right, as he took a third of heaven with him. Okay?
That's not including the ones that were lost in the battle. He convinced 1/3 of them to come to his side.
No, that's... the Zarkons. Yeah, the Zarkons. They are the reptilians. He still controls them. They're in the Pleiades right now. You know the Little Dipper? Mm-hmm. That's the Pleiades. There's 7 stars there. He actually still has control over that. And he's still looking for a comeback because he still wants this. So that it's not over. It's not over.
But they're still battling it out to this.
Right. They're still battling in the heavens. And we're just in a 3D puppet dimension. You know what? I was a God-fearing fucking Christian for my whole life.
So Christian.
I'm not a Christian.
You're not? You
Not
believe
even-
in Jesus Christ?
I believe in Jesus. He's not Christ.
Oh, okay.
You know what the word Christ means?
Oh, I already put in, didn't I?
So who's your favorite player?
In the whole book? Enoch. Enoch is my fucking hero.
Now, you've talked about the book of Ezekiel.
Ezekiel is... All right, look.
Book.
If any... if any of your people ever read the first chapter of Enoch, you're going to know he's talking about a spaceship.
Well, no, the first chapter of Enoch, chapter 1.
Not Enoch,
it doesn't-
Ezekiel. I'm sorry.
Okay. Because, basically, the book of Enoch...
We've already covered Enoch.
Get to chapter 2, so...
We've already covered
well, I'm
Enoch.
just giving them a reference, because you're going to look at the big chapter 1 and all the bullshit that goes with it, get discouraged quick because people have short attention spans. Go straight to chapter 2 or 3 and then start browsing through.
People are not going to get that. They're going to think it's fiction.
He described some kind of round disc with like flames coming out of it.
4 wheels turning and flames coming out. Yeah, he could only relate it to a chariot of fire.
It'd be a jet engine, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. He could only relate it to a chariot of fire because that's the only thing he had knowledge of back then, is chariots. That was their, you want to get around, or you had to have a chariot. But you had to have money to have a chariot. Chariots weren't like, something you could just go get.
Why? Well, when you're ride a horse, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Oh, you think they had horses back then?
How are you gonna have your chariot without your horse?
Yeah, but they weren't like the regular people could not get a chariot or horse.
Well,
that was only royalty, dude.
I have to be fair on that because you got horsepower under the hood of your truck, but you ain't got a horse.
Yeah, I know. What do you mean? What is that?
Okay, that's not. All right, scratch that from the record. Hello, man.
I forgot what we was talking about. Oh. So he saw a ring of fire.
No, Ezekiel.
Like who?
What about
Whoever
Jacob?
just
What about
fucking-
Jacob's ladder? So a bunch of guys walking up a ladder and just.
Just some crazy trippy shit that somebody wrote down.
Yeah, I know, right? They couldn't have possibly seen that.
I mean,
Well, we've
what's
seen it
more
in
likely?
more than just our Bibles. I mean, we've seen it in cultures around the world, carved into rocks. You know, which I don't know if it has anything to do with it. There's always been huge conspiracies surrounding crystal skulls. So many crystal skulls.
Yeah, well, they've already debunked that one. That one, I'm gonna have to say, is debunked.
Why
Okay.
isn't that any more plausible than, or any less plausible than the shit that you come up with?
Because what he just said of writing on cave walls that go back a million years, okay, where they're writing animals and stuff like that. That's what he's talking about. That shit really exists, okay, and it goes way back.
Yeah, but I think he was referring to why you think the crystal skulls is bullshit.
Oh, it is bullshit.
Why? It's in an Indiana Jones movie. It's gotta be true.
You know what? You're probably right. I
Yeah.
didn't think about that.
I mean,
It was.
that's the Illuminati.
They've already debunked it. Trust
The
me.
Illuminati making a motion picture of the Bible.
I actually investigated that, and it's not real.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
Nobody ever wrote it down on the internet.
Yeah, but even then, the skulls always imitated what we saw called skull binding in some cultures, where they would wrap.
All right, I know what skull binding is because they elongated heads.
Yes. They,
Okay, and they would actually wrap their children up at birth. Okay, and get elongated heads because the gods came down and had elongated heads, and they were trying to emulate them.
So I'm assuming you take like women in Africa that keep stacking those rings.
Yes,
up
it's
over
all. It's
decades.
yeah.
heads
They
get
think they're gonna be accepted. Okay, that's what it takes. Okay, just like and it is true. If you wrap a baby's head up, you can get an elongated skull out of it.
Oh yeah, well like I
And
say,
the gods, all the gods had elongated skulls. So
Those
that's
women wanted to get fucked. They weren't raped. If they were doing all that shit to look
oh,
like
this
the
is
gods,
way after that. This is way after that.
Oh, this is way after that.
Way after. Way after.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah,
like
this is way
cosplay right there.
Yeah. We're going thousands of years ahead of that. But if you look at some of the Egyptian pharaohs, you know, they have elongated skulls.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
yeah, like I say, and I think well the Egyptians as well as the Africans, they would do the neck stretching. The Chinese are weird.
They only did that because they think that attracts them to the gods. That's what the gods are looking for.
But you
What did the Chinese do?
their women bind their feet. They'll wrap them real tight in cloths
So they have
to keep
small
them
feet?
small. Oh, they you know to a point yes, but it mutilates them.
That's weird.
That is weird. I've never heard that.
So you can
Foot
just
binding?
kick her over.
Why would I care about that?
Well, it's just a weird
It's interesting.
religious or secular.
Yeah, I don't care.
practice.
You know what I
Same
care
as
about?
stretching a
You
neck.
ain't gotta be a dick about it. It's just interesting.
It is. You know what I care about? His soul, your soul. That's what I care about. And I'm trying to save them.
But I sold mine already.
No, you didn't. I would already know if you sold yours. You didn't sell yours.
I ain't got one sell.
Yes, you do.
Or for you to
And it's
worry
a
about.
good one.
I ain't got no soul.
Your soul goes back a lot.
I don't believe in soul.
Can you get your soul back if you sell it?
Yes.
I'll sell you mine.
Yes, you can, but you have to make the ultimate sacrifice to do that. But you got to really want to do it, and they're going to torture you the whole time. Because once you sell your soul, you're an avatar now. they all get to jump in you and do whatever they want because they want to experience 3-dimensional. Okay, which we are. They want it. They all want to, and that's just why it's so important. This is why you can sign a contract to sell your soul and make millions of dollars, because you're giving them the opportunity to jump in you and enjoy a 3D experience.
Well, I have to say, that sounds like we need to create an Airbnb for souls.
Yeah.
We just rent them out temporarily.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. I'll sell you my soul.
You're
I'll
fucking
rent-
on
Well, you
crack.
can just rent.
You can rent my body. I don't give a fuck.
You guys aren't listening to anything I'm saying, right?
No,
With
we're
the-
You know what it's like to lose your soul? You don't have your higher self anymore. You don't have a conscience. You don't have that person looking out for you when you're driving fucking 40 hours and all of a sudden you realize you're driving. You lose that.
That's me doing my own shit. That's not a soul. And if I can lose that, what's the point of having it anyway?
You know what? For you just
There's-
saying that shit, you've lost yours.
That's fine. I didn't have one to lose.
So you could have fucking made some money on it.
When it comes to them being from another dimension, have you seen that movie Interstellar?
Yeah, I
seen
saw
it,
it.
Donnie?
I saw it.
That's
Too
one-
long, blown
I
out.
enjoy it. I like boring, long, drawn out things.
Yeah, it's
But they were in another dimension, wasn't he? Wasn't the
Yes.
guy? He was in between space and time in a different dimension.
Yes.
You see that?
I saw
There
it.
were 4-dimensional beings, which
So wouldn't be.
I don't think 4 dimensions actually exist. Once you get outside the plane of 3,
There's 12 dimensions.
Yeah.
There's 12 dimensions. And what these demons like is experience the 3rd dimension. That means you're real, you're tangible, you can touch shit. Okay? And that's why selling your soul puts them to where they can jump in your body anytime they want.
I like the Airbnb idea, man.
Yeah, we just get some meth heads. You gotta just give them a couple baggies and buy their souls.
Get them some
Yeah.
mushrooms. Let them think they, you know.
Oh my
Bruce
God,
will be their preacher.
it's not that easy.
Just fucking with you, Bruce. What you're saying is, I'm listening to it. It's interesting, to say the least.
Is it my deal?
You're really bullshit.
I'm telling you.
You telling me?
You can sell your soul. You can, okay? And you can be happy. You know what? You can enjoy the spoils of it for a minute.
But you be out of your soul group.
Yes, you'll definitely out of your soul group.
Put an end to that, huh?
Yeah. You know what? You could offer me $100 million right now for my soul, and I wouldn't do it.
How about 100 million and one?
I still wouldn't do it. There's no price you can put on a soul.
Put aside
Do you
money.
understand how miserable these people are?
Put aside money. What if you
They're
wanted,
miserable.
you know, what if you wanted to attain some type of goal?
What goal? Tell me what goal you
Once
could.
in a soul time goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something you've
Oh, you
always.
guys are fucking with me.
No, it's a legitimate question.
No, I go to the devil. I say, hey, I want to cure cancer. You can have my soul.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be a good sacrifice. You'd still go to hell, but that would be a great sacrifice.
Wouldn't that be the ultimate sacrifice?
Yes.
Well, what would hell be like?
So you know that.
All right.
That's
Let's
actually-
talk about hell.
But hang on, that's actually interesting because I know an old pastor that has Parkinson's. He had some tragedy in his family, and he was one of the first people to look at me and say that suicide is forgiven by God and can be, even though.
Even though the Catholic Church says it's the unforgivable sin.
And I
They only did that because of the plague. When the Black Plague happened, and everybody was killing themselves because they didn't want to go through all the boils and shit. They were killing themselves. So the Catholic Church made it a sin to kill yourself.
Yes, but his argument was Samson committed suicide when he pulled down the pillars around
No,
the
he
Philistines.
didn't. He did not commit suicide.
You call it a sacrifice, but he killed himself knowingly. Suicide and
He knew he was going to
sacrifice
die.
are the same thing.
But he also-
One is forgiven.
He got forgiven for that.
So God's lenient.
He didn't do it for selfish reasons.
So rules aren't absolute.
No. Rules can be broken for the right cause, I guess.
I guess in the end, the entire universe is just random. If even God has random moments. Or the universe itself.
It's easier to look at the universe like that. It's just random. And I say that because no one wants to believe that something else is in control of their life, even a God. It is a hard pill to swallow to think that you have no control over your life. Only little minute decisions, but God's already written the plan for you. You think everything is a surprise that you see new? No, you already knew it, because God wrote that out for you, scripted it for you, you're good to go. It's just easier to think that it's random.
God, if God scripted all this out, he's not a very good writer. Because my shit ain't really going, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, there is something to it. Are you talking about your life situation in general? Or that God could have just wrote something more amusing? Or
Yeah, I would. Why wouldn't you?
well, how would
God
you write
wakes
yourself?
up.
Would you be Rambo or
If I was God,
yeah?
and I could just make shit up, have my own sim game going, make shit up. Oh no, I'd have heroes and villains.
Well, you know what? That's where we're in right now, because everything we're talking about is in somebody else's matrix.
I don't think there is a God because I don't think he would. Think
She.
about he or she.
I don't see how you could assign a gender to God.
Well, the divine feminine. She is the mother. Okay,
gotta
you know
be
what?
girl.
I'm gonna make it. This is how I can make this simple
You know
for
what?
you.
That is to have that view would be matriarchal, and you know that's giving women a level of.
I'm not trying to do that. Here's what I am trying to do. All right. Okay, I'm going to try to simplify this the best way I can. All right, if you get an ant pile, who fucking runs it? Who runs an ant pile?
The queen.
The queen. Bees. Who runs that fucking beehive?
Insects. We're talking about.
No, I'm building up to that.
You're gonna go from insects
To people, trust me,
to God?
is a woman.
Nah, I don't think God would be any gender.
I don't either. I wouldn't. You know, I couldn't see God sitting up in heaven playing with a dildo.
Yeah.
You know,
Playing with his tits.
Yeah. Hell, if you were God, you'd create a dick and you just.
okay, I'm gonna go a little further now. In a lion's pride, you know what a pride of lions is?
These are animals, though.
I know! This is what I'm building up to.
No, that's what you're rambling on about.
Still just don't understand the God gender thing, but I don't think I'm ever going to. I really don't.
There's no God.
You know, technically he's right. There is a God. There is a
I have to
somebody
say,
had to create the universe. Alright? Now the Bible God is us because they created us. Okay? But still, once we had the spark, the soul, to where we had, free will, they can't fuck with us. We get what they get, okay? But there can always be a whisper in your ear.
You know, that's a pretty bold statement to make, man. There is no God. There's not a lot of people that will openly say that, because I think a lot of people, we've all been indoctrinated to a point with religion to where you believe that you're going to get punished for saying something like that. You just have the balls to just outright just blurt it out. But God, well,
no, it's just my opinion. I really don't have an opinion on it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think about it.
Well, it's still a bold statement. Most people can't.
To say there's no God.
There's no free will either. I mean, there is free will. I'm sorry. I said that back. You don't have any choice but to have free will.
And this is what keeps you in the balance.
No, it's there all
How
along
can you
for
believe
everyone.
in free will if you believe in a God that has already dictated your future?
No
That
God.
don't sound like free will.
Whoa. Where did you get that? No God has dictated your future.
Well,
Not since the flood. No God has dictated your future.
When
Then
you
there is
look
free
at
will.
modern religion, they say that God has scripted your future.
No, he hasn't.
Baptists believe it. Catholics believe it.
There's fucking religions that are all man-made.
You've heard people say
That's
God
just
has a
bullshit.
plan for you.
Bullshit.
Trust in
They're all
God's
bullshit.
plan.
They're all bullshit. Every fucking one of them are
That's
bullshit.
people saying that
You
you
really
have
think
no
God-
free will.
That's a bold statement to make.
Listen to me. Free will is our choice, okay? But man, you got to decide within your own heart who you are. If you're going to be good, be good. If you're going to be bad, be bad. Okay? Religion is made up. It's bullshit. It's money. It's tax-free money for most of these motherfuckers. And they enjoy the fuck out of it. They're all evil.
You ain't gotta get so riled up about it. You sound like they're just, I don't know, whatever. Go ahead.
I sound like
Right,
what I sound like.
Fuck-
They're
fuck the
fucking
world.
evil, and they're all prosperity preachers. They don't even talk about this shit no more. They talk about if you believe you'll make millions. God, it kills me.
You don't like that they profit off of,
I don't like. Okay, let's
Your
just.
teaching.
I'm gonna throw one out there. All right, and I'm probably gonna get hated for this, but
why do preachers
Joel
run
Osteen.
their mouths about other preachers?
all right.
Huh?
How come